Does porn make my partner unattractive? Hi, my name is Luke Vu, PhD, clinical psychologist, mental health expert, helping young men overcome digital addiction, depression, and anxiety. In this video, we're going to be talking about attraction and how porn can distort the ways that you see your partner from a physical and psychological standpoint. Quick disclaimer, I'm not your psych, this isn't treatment, and if you need a psychologist, you should find a registered, qualified psych in your area. How does porn distort your physical preferences? As we always stress in my videos, porn is a supernormal stimulus, meaning it's damn near impossible to be bored by porn. What's key is whether you realize it or not, and with enough consistent consumption, porn can distort what you consider normal. What you might consider as the average penis size, the average bust size, average figure or shape, average facial attractiveness may all have changed depending on how you experience life and what you visually consume. Fictional high-production porn can actually subconsciously affect what you think is normal in real life, and this extends to intercourse positions, intensity, and other sexual interests. Because of this, you might find your own partner's shape and appearance and sexual habits not meeting your own porn-distorted standards over time. It's as if you played too much Street Fighter and now you're disappointed people can't Hadouken in real life. Must long-lasting monogamous relationships go beyond physical attraction? That's a hard yes. Physical attraction is not everything, and it can't be. Everyone changes, everyone gets old, and the youthful features will be met by wrinkles of wisdom. Attraction is multidimensional. It's emotional, intellectual, and existential. It's important to learn about and weigh other values about your partner. Humor, kindness, intelligence, trust, and vulnerability. The list goes on. The ability to incorporate these things into the broad category of attraction is absolutely key for a successful and satisfying relationship. So where is porn most disruptive in a committed relationship? One of the most disruptive components of pornography is how it can distort our arousal and expectation pattern. As we excessively use pornography, we might find ourselves more dependent on the visual and sexual characteristics as the basis for arousal. And if you haven't developed or incorporated other forms of attraction beyond physical attributes, you're likely to find yourself disappointed or dissatisfied. So going back to porn, for example, if you reflect on your category use, you might find yourself selecting new performers as your former favorites, either move on from the industry, age, or become less attractive to you. In short, you are in a never-ending supply of new, attractive 20-something-year-old porn stars as your partner ages.
I get older, they stay the same age.
These performers are interchangeable and replaceable. Your partner is not. How does porn distort your psychological preferences? Even if your partner looks like your favorite porn star, the fact that pornography is always novel is another kicker. It's called the Coolidge Effect, and it describes the ability for an animal to become aroused by a novel maid even when it's mated to exhaustion. Sexual interest in someone new is always going to be greater than sexual interest in a familiar partner, and this is hardwired into your brain. The sheer fact that sexual stimulus you observe on screen is of a performer that isn't your partner is already going to be more arousing. Now, this isn't a major problem if your pornography use is well regulated, but it's a huge problem when it becomes unregulated, as you may depend on novelty to become aroused rather than it being a bonus feature. The other psychological factor is that you may have distinct expectations that have been overly influenced by pornography. And when these expectations are not met, they can elicit significant dissatisfaction. So beyond physical features, this might include a strong preference for certain sexual activities that might be beyond your partner's boundaries, expectations that sex should follow a certain expected narrative, such as exaggerated enthusiasm or orgasms, and even a fetish or roleplay aspect. It may be difficult to know when these porn preferences become sexual expectations, and they can combine to feel like a reduction in attraction. So why is it difficult to distinguish that porn is make-believe and reality is reality? Unfortunately for most, pornography is the primary form of sexual education in their formative teen years. In this stage in life, you're exceptionally interested in forming sexual and romantic relationships while shaping your own expectations. For some, they supplement this education with negotiating their sexual expectations and understanding their own sexual boundaries in the context of a healthy relationship. Unfortunately for others, this doesn't happen too much later. Updating beliefs about sexual expression and expectation involves a healthy relationship, which is a little bit less less accessible. So no judgment at all. If you use pornography, that's an individual decision to make. It's important to have some guidelines to your own porn use and that it's okay in the context of a relationship and your own moral and ethical code. It's the category and volume of what you consume and how you feel about it that really matters. If the bulk of your sexual expression is via pornography and you're constantly influencing yourself on what you find sexually exciting, then we should expect some influence into your sex life and intimacy if you have trouble regulating your porn use. Keep to your own healthy limits, whether that is once per week or sticking to categories that you're comfortable with. Have planned breaks when you feel it's affected your intimacy or if you've broken some of your own guidelines. I really hope that you found this useful. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm Luke Vu. Be kind, be you. Catch you next time.